Hi guys. I'm just posting my socials in the comments. My new favorite thing to do. Do you guys, this pinned post thing or the pinned comment is so exciting. Okay, one sec. Um, my, hi. Hi guys, hi guys, hi guys. Hey Stacey, excited to talk to you in a sec. Okay, hold on. Bam, I did it. Pinned comment. Okay. Hi guys, so excited about this. While you guys are all logging on, I pinned a comment just to let you guys know who I am. I'm Vanessa. I'm the CEO of the Math Guru. Can everyone hear me? Comment if you can't hear me. I'm outside. Hi Amanda. Um, I've been watching all morning and everyone has been so inspiring. So I'm kind of excited that we get to end it off talking about math, which is obviously the superior of all the STEM topics. Kidding. They're all amazing. Hi. Okay, I'm going to give you guys like one more minute for people to roll in and then I'm going to introduce myself and we're going to get to our first guest. Okay, somebody comment, anyone comment. Hi, obsessed with you too. Anyone comment right now and let me know that you can hear me. Just yes, we can hear you. Everything's fine. We can hear me. Okay, great. Everyone can hear me. Yay. I decided to give you guys a nice little outdoor setting and there are a lot of birds who will be adding to the combo. So, math kicks your butt. Okay, in a good way, in a bad way? Math kicks my butt too. Okay, so before we get started with our first guest, I want to say hi. My name is Vanessa. I'm the founder and CEO of the Math Guru, which is a boutique math and science tutoring studio in Toronto. And it's not like a boring tutoring studio. The whole vibe of it is to break stereotypes surrounding math and science. So a bit about me. I failed grade 11 math twice when I was in high school. I hated math. I wanted to be like a rock star and marry Keanu Reeves, which I obviously still do, like who doesn't? I'm actually in a rock band called Goodnight Sunrise. And the only reason I started that band is because when I was in grade 12, I had this amazing math teacher who, after I failed grade 11 math twice, informed me that there was no such thing as a math person. And I was like, what? Like I always thought I was always labeled a creative type and like not the type of person who was good at math. And she changed my life. I got 100 in grade 12 math. I went on to get a BCom and got 100% in first year calculus. And I loved math. But what I love most about math is the ability it has to show people what they're really capable of. You know, for young women, math is often the thing that we are taught that we cannot do. We're taught we can't do it at a young age. So to defy that and to prove that we can do it shows us that we can do anything. And literally that's the only reason I'm in a band is because I was like, well, if I can do math, I can probably like get on stage. Anyways, we don't have that much time to talk about me. So also quickly, just want to let you guys know I am the author of a book with Scholastic called Math Hacks. So if you have any young ones at home, it's for grades 3 to 6 and it makes math like super fun and accessible and has a lot of like tips about math anxiety and stuff. And I also host a podcast called Math Therapy, and we are in the middle of our second season and the episodes come out on a Thursday. So today I have an episode out with this amazing woman who's the founder of Feminist Book Club. And Math Therapy, which is the podcast, is all about digging through adult math trauma. So I interview adults and dig into when they formed their math traumas, how that's affected their lives, and how we can like get over it. So it's like a self-help podcast for math trauma. Okay, so those are all the things I do. So yay, great. Let's talk about math. We have two amazing guests and I'm about to invite the first one on. So let's bring Stacey on. And if you guys, I have a bunch of questions to like get through with the guests, but if you guys have any questions or any comments, like feel free. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, I was just going to say, so if you guys want, you can like comment in the questions or use the question sticker below if you guys have anything you want to ask Stacey, and I'll see if I have time to ask her. Okay, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm so excited to meet you. You sound so cool.
You too.
Okay, so why don't we start by like, can you just like intro yourself? Like, what do you do? What's your vibe? What's your name? All that stuff.
For sure. So my name is Stacey. I am a product owner at HelloFresh, which is a meal kit company. It's the #1 global meal kit company, which is pretty exciting. I went to school for financial math, and the way you can kind of think of financial math is it's a mix of like classical math with computer science. So it's great because it's very applicable. Um, yeah, that's really me.
Okay, wait, hold on. That's so cool though, because I feel like especially in COVID, isn't like HelloFresh like going crazy?
Yes, definitely. I think we're in a really unique spot because of COVID, and there's just risks to going to the grocery store, and more people are at home. So to be able to send meal kits and to also be able to like have people try new recipes and still be able to kind of have that fun in the kitchen is definitely amazing, and I'm really proud of kind of the work that we're doing right now amidst this crisis.
Okay, so can you tell me quickly, like you said you were a product owner at Fresh. What does that mean?
Yeah, so in product, what I do is I work with the development team. So any of the tools that we use, the app, the website, anything that interacts with any of the consumers is what the product owner manages. So if we're building a new feature, if we're designing something new on the website, I work with the team to actually build out that and work in kind of a project management role. There's a lot of like research that goes into what we're going to do and how we're going to build it. So it's neat because I get to problem solve, define the problem, and work with developers and designers to kind of bring that to life.
Okay, that sounds so cool. And I love, like, I feel like this is so topical right now because I mean, I personally am someone who like hates cooking. And I feel I've heard so many of my own friends being like, oh my God, have you tried HelloFresh? And how it like, you still get that feeling of satisfaction that you're cooking something, but it's like, you know? So
Yes.
I guess one question I have before we get into like school and like what led you to this path and stuff like that, I'm actually curious, like everything you're saying sounds so cool, but I wonder if you could just run me through like one way in which it happens, like not abstractly, like one problem that you've recently solved using like, the financial math skills.
Yeah, for sure. So right now, all of the food gets packaged in a warehouse. And if you can kind of imagine it, it's a box, and then there's like these like meal kits that go into that box. And there's an assembly line that helps manage that process. So there's a ton of different problems that can happen on the line. Maybe like we don't know where a certain kit should go. There's a picker, and what is that picker responsible for? How do we make sure that one picker is picking the same amount of things as the picker beside it? So what we've done is we've built a tool very recently that takes in all of the data, so we know the volumes of the things that are going to go in that box. We have a layout of what the actual assembly line looks like, and we have an algorithm that actually helps us determine what should go on the line where, so that people don't get overworked, so that there's efficiency on the line because there aren't any bottlenecks. There's nobody who's picking more things than the person beside them. So I think it was a really cool application of like business, so making sure that the labor was distributed equally on the line, but also being able to use an algorithm, which is like very, very mathy, to be able to understand, okay, where are the optimal placements of these like meal kits and recipe cards? Where should those go on the line such that we can have a balanced line?
That's so cool. So I think it's really interesting because when I hear financial math and I like teach math, but when I hear it, my mind would not go there. You normally think of like something very specific. So I want to talk about like how you even got here. Like, were you always interested in math? Like, why did you choose your program? Like, tell me a bit about the story of like what led you here.
Yeah, for sure. So similar to you, I was always kind of labeled as more of a creative type, but
Ooh.
in school, I found that I could just get carried away with like my math homework. I could sit there and I could do it for 5 hours, and then it's like, okay, I have to go to bed kind of thing. So I just kind of found that I was drawn to the sciences. I liked building experiments. I liked kind of similar to what some of the other people were saying by like actually going out and doing things and kind of working with your hands. And I particularly have like a very curious mind. So like for me, I was kind of drawn to it because I liked kind of solving problems, and I was just very curious. And math, particularly, I think was very interesting because there's always a right answer,
Hmm.
and there's a process to get there. So I started to kind of really get into math, I'd say, at the end of grade 8, and then through high school, it was definitely like my favorite subject. And then I also had some amazing female math teachers who just kind of helped me reaffirm that. So for me, it started at quite a young age.
So was there ever a point where were discouraged and you were like, maybe this isn't for me? Like, did that ever happen?
I think that, so not when I was younger, but I think that definitely when I started in university, like kind of people look different, like my teachers weren't quite the same. And so I found that a lot of those kind of roadblocks started to happen for me when I was in university. But up until that point, I wouldn't say so, no.
Okay. And like, did you ever have a moment where you were like, that's it? Like, no. Like the answer can be no. I'm just trying to get some drama out of you.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, 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 for sure. I would say definitely like math is really hard. And I think also kind of closer to the end of my math degree, like some of the things were just getting to be really abstract.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like yes, but I think it's important to say that because um, you should expect that, right? Like
Yeah.
it's all about working through it and kind of reaching out to your friends and kind of doing that extra bit of work. So yeah, absolutely, I was discouraged, but the important thing is just to kind of keep going.
Well, yeah, and I think that's super important, and I'm glad you shared that because, like, yeah, that might not be the standout part of your experience, but it's like I think, as you said, it's so important to recognize that, like, even for someone like you who like liked math and you were like, no, I think I want to do this, that those moments come up, and it's like, how do we deal with those moments? So I think that's
Mhm,
great. It's
for
always
sure.
discouraging to hear someone be like, no, like it was so easy the whole time, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
um. So how did you decide to go into financial math? Like, how did you pick your specific program?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So to be honest, like when you're 17, like it's really hard. Like you don't know what you want to do. And specifically, like for me, I applied to a ton of different things. I applied
Okay.
to accounting, and the program at Laurier just happened to work out. And I think Laurier was really good for me as well because they have a really strong a really strong business program.
Hmm.
So being able to kind of do the math, do the computer science, but also do the business was very key to like my success in my current career, just to be more well-rounded and to understand the kind of business side of things.
And is this your first like job post university?
It is my it's my third job post
Okay, so
university. Yeah.
okay, awesome. What were you doing before? Like just out of curiosity. Like what did you do right when you got out of university?
Yeah, so while I was in university, I actually worked at Sun Life, which is an insurance company, and I was in a data role. And throughout university, I did a ton of math. So I thought that out of university, I kind of wanted to check out the tech scene living in KW. It's such a big community here.
Hmm.
So I started off as a customer success manager, which I thought was a really good opportunity for me to kind of try something a little bit new, having kind of been working in the numbers and kind of being behind the scenes. I wanted to be have the opportunity to work with customers. So I was a customer success manager for about a year. And what I realized was I just love talking to people about their problems. And it kind of just reaffirmed how much of a curious mind I have and how I like kind of problem solving. So after that point, I realized that product would probably be a better fit for me, and it was a little bit closer and more relevant to my education. So I moved into a product role, and now I've been in product for maybe like 3.5 years.
Okay, awesome. And like how does like what you're doing now kind of fit your expectation of what you thought you'd be doing? Or were you just kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So when you're in math, you're really focused on like what the answer is, right? And like you're
Right.
really focused on the process and how to get there. And what I find kind of now in my role, it's about defining the problem. If you don't define the problem
Hmm.
correctly, and being in math, we never got to define the problem. We were told what the problem is, and
Right.
we were to find the solution. But we don't know, like in reality, right? Like it's up to us. Everything's so subjective. It's not certain. So being very aware, being very present, and kind of asking the questions to really understand what the problems are and what the pain points are for the user. So more specifically in my role, is what I find to be really interesting because I spent so many years figuring out what the solutions to things were, but now I spend so much more time defining the problem.
Wait, that is so cool. I feel like we need to like just have a whole like talk about that. Because like
I mean, like, we're not going to have a whole talk about it, but like, that's such a cool way of even looking at it because I feel like that's definitely not something you're given the opportunity to do in like high school, right? Like, you're right. You're so right. Like, we're told what to do, but like, what a cool idea that like you're now in a role where you get to turn that on its head and you're the one asking the questions because like, you're right. The problem defines the solution. And I feel like that's such a cool way of thinking about math,
Hmm.
anyways. Like, do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Oh my God, I
yeah.
love that. That was so inspiring. It
Thanks.
was cool. Okay. Oh my God, we only have a few more minutes, but I want to know, like, just for us, anyone watching who might be like, like maybe this sounds really cool, but how do I know that I can do what she can do? Like, what kind of resources did you like use or have, or even like mentors or role models? Like, what did you have along your journey that really helped give you that support when you felt like you might be struggling?
For sure. So I think there are kind of two things. So one, YouTube is amazing for those who are not understanding very simple kind of math concepts or even some of the more complicated ones. So
Hmm.
you can really go down a rabbit hole on YouTube and you can find a ton of amazing resources on there. I would also say listen to podcasts. I know you have a podcast. So definitely like look online and look for the topics that you're most interested in. And then secondarily, I think my friends had a really big role to play in my success. So just surround yourself with people who are good vibes and who are
Yes.
there along the ride with you. And having that support network is so important. So I would say that those were probably the two things that really helped me. And like another thing too is like there's nothing like I'm not special. No, nobody who does math is special. And as you were kind of saying earlier, like there isn't a math type, right? Like it comes down to hard work. It comes down to kind of being curious and putting in the work. And I truly feel that anybody can do it. And I think that it's definitely worth it. Like in my by doing math, like it opened up a lot of opportunities for me. So I would definitely encourage kind of people to pursue it. And there's so much that you can do. Like I studied math, but I work in tech now.
Hmm.
So it's a field that can be applied in multiple fields.
Well, and like one thing I kind of want to like bring us back to how this conversation started. You were saying like we're similar in that like we both got labeled creative, whatever. Like, hi, everything you're saying about your job is about creativity, right?
Sure.
Like it's like you're talking about like being the one to define a problem and to see it from in a way that nobody else has seen it before. So it's like I always say this about math too. Like I find it so messed up that we're like, well, a math person or a creative person. Like, hi, to solve the world's problems, you need to think creatively, right? So like I think you're saying it so perfectly that math is just like a tool in your toolbox to like
Mhm.
tackle a creative problem. So like yeah, I think this has been so insightful because what you do is definitely not boring. It's definitely not like I'm just crunching numbers. I don't know. Is this what
Mhm.
mathematicians do?
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, that's. I think it's really important, and I think that's why we talk about diversity in STEM because to solve those big problems, we need a diverse set of perspectives. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
okay, before I ask the final, I like could talk to you forever, but before I ask the final question, is there anything you want to say that I haven't like asked you about or you want to make sure people know?
Um, I don't know. I would just say like for those who are interested in math, like it's such a ride, and I would really encourage you. I would really encourage you to kind of talk to others around you, and feel free to reach out to me as well if you
Yeah.
have any questions. I think that our field specifically, like, is just so welcoming and it's just so kind and there's so much to be explored in our field. You can really take it wherever you want. Like you said, like math is it's a tool in a toolbox, and you can apply it in any way, shape, or form that makes sense for you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And where can anyone find you? Like on Instagram? Like how can people reach out to you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter. So it's Stacey STACEYYJO.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, they'll be posting this to the IGTV, so we'll find you there.
Perfect.
Wait, one other thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, so the final question is obviously because of where we're doing this live from, who is your biggest STEM role model? Such a
Oh,
loaded question. Good luck.
yeah, that's such a hard one. I honestly have to say, like, all of the women that I've worked with at HelloFresh or just in my career who are from STEM, like, everybody, even on this call, has been so inspiring. And even I saw Melissa was on this call from Canada Learning Code. She inspires me. I worked with her for a little while. So I would say just anybody who's on this path, I really look up to, and we see you.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this. It was so awesome to chat with you, and I'm sure our paths will cross again. And
Absolutely.
I'm really excited to like order some HelloFresh.
Do it.
I've heard great things. All right.
All
Thanks,
right. Thanks
Stacey.
so much, Vanessa. Bye, guys.
Bye. Um, Guys, that was so inspiring. I'm feeling like very goosebumpy right now. So while we wait for our next amazing guest who should be logging on, I'm just going to check this thing. Okay, nothing yet. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have anything you want me to ask our final guest? Let me know. Post about it in the comments. Okay, Amanda's here. I'm so excited. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I think that was so, so cool. And like literally it is so crazy that there's so many fields, like even through this live, but also in like meeting people recently through CFP at Summit that I never would have thought, like, you just, I think that it's really, really hard not to associate math with cool things. Wait, hard to associate math with cool things. Literally because of the way the media portrays it. I'm obsessed. I'm not going to get into a rant now because this could go on forever. But like, why aren't we seeing cool movies about girls like Stacey who are like solving crazy problems using math? Like, we're not. Someone make that movie. Okay. You guys are probably like, wow. Okay, Amanda's coming on now. Don't worry. You guys don't have to listen to me rant about the media. Let's get Amanda on here. Hold on. What is going on? Amanda, come on down. She's coming.
Hi.
Oh my God. Whoa. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Okay. Let me make sure I can hear you. Talk again.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Okay. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk to you. So, okay. So why don't you start by just tell us a bit about yourself, what you do, what's your name, what's the vibe?
Okay. So my name is Amanda Obidike, and I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. And I actually founded an organization called STEMi Makers Africa. It's an acronym for STEM plus innovation. So we actually focused on addressing the leaky unemployment pipeline in Africa and the underrepresentation of young women and girls in STEM. So we do this by equipping them with STEM emerging skills and resources, mentorship, just to ensure that they are prepared for Africa's workforce. Then my educational background, I do have a math degree, a data science degree from the International Business School Institute in Berlin, and a certification in STEM education from the Open University, United Kingdom. So as a founder and a strategy lead, I actually try to manage leadership, strategy management, and implement projects on STEM as regards STEM outreaches and community projects in 17 sub-Saharan countries where we operate.
Oh my God. What? That's so much cool stuff. Okay, you're basically an icon. That's amazing. Okay, this sounds so cool. I obviously have a million questions, but let's back up and just start with, how did you even get into this? Like, were you someone who always knew you wanted to go into something math related, or like, what was your path like?
Trust me, it was not what I expected, because my first degree was in business management. It had nothing to do with STEM, but I entered into STEM for a reason. When I graduated from school, there was no good job. You find out that even if you're coming out with a very first class or something, you're not getting the right job you ought to have. Mm-hmm. And Nigeria was going through a certain level of like a brain drain, where expatriates are rather giving jobs than citizens are not giving jobs, because we didn't have the technical skills. Oh. So I knew that this was an issue. I needed to reorientate myself, do a lot of research, and ask myself, what skills do I need to get a better job, to be a better person? So I had the opportunity to be trained by the IBM. I actually applied. So I got an opportunity to be trained in data science and business intelligence. And when I did that, I realized that, wow, this is a really beautiful field that I need to integrate myself into and discover a lot of things. So now in that discovery, I know that it empowered me. So I felt, okay, I don't just want to be empowered on my own. I want people to be aware. So that's what made me to start this NGO and start giving people a lot of orientation, resource tools, just to ensure that they are well experienced for the workforce, and they can also fulfill whatever passion they have with STEM. So that's how I found myself in mathematics anyway.
That's so cool. Well, I think it's so cool because like so many people think, oh, there's this math person and you're born and you want to do math and that's just what happens. Yeah. But like for so many of us, that's not at all what happens, right? Like it sounds like this is such a cool journey and it's not linear and it's led you to this amazing place where you're making use of so many of your skills, which like, it's not just math. Like you have a passion for helping people and for making the world a better place. And there is that business, right? So, and I mean, I started my first degree as a commerce degree. Like I was going into business, not STEM at all, but
do you see?
But how cool is it? Like what a great skill to have. And with STEM, right, is like that business sense, how you're going to spread the knowledge. So I want to talk, like your job just sounds so cool. So I want to talk more. Can you just give me like a tangible representation of like how one thing you do helps another person, get a job opportunity? Like just like a breakdown of how that happens.
Okay, so we offer skill-based trainings. Okay. Now, that's really important. So irrespective of the COVID, we do online, offline, whatever the case may be. And in all credits, we've been most thankful to wonderful partners like the U.S. Consulate.
Wow.
There was a project that they had, and we actually applied. We won the grant. We needed to train people, young people. We know that they have like they are really zealous, they are tenacious, but nobody is willing to help because they don't have an idea. So what we do is we offer them the skill-based training, and then we also try to pair them to wonderful opportunities. We share opportunities with them that they should apply for, whether remotely or whether physical and all. And remember I said that we are not just only operating in Nigeria, we operate in other countries. So we build this synergy around other similar organizations where we say, these people, we can really vouch for them. They are well knowledgeable in this. Why don't you give them a job? So that's one aspect of the skill-based training. Another aspect is mentorship. Now, mentorship is really a key role.
Yeah.
We find out that young girls don't have mentors. They don't have the career or academic support. So we have this program where we call it Project Kongoza. It means to lead in Swahili language. So what we do is we try to pair young girls and women to phenomenal ladies in STEM. So these women could be they could either be in diaspora, or they could be in academics or Canada and all, because we know that a lot of them are willing to help, but there is no channel at which to connect these ladies.
Oh my God, I love that. Sorry, I got very excited. That's so great. I love this.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, thank you.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Okay, keep going.
No, it's fine. No, I really love our conversation.
Well, but yeah. That is so cool, because I think what you're saying is so important, that like you have these women in STEM and you have people who want to be inspired, and there's no way to, like, there aren't very many ways to link them up.
Yes. So we are just like a vessel, a platform where we connect them. We do a lot of evaluations to see, okay, are you able to go from point A to point B and all? But in all, we are most thankful that these girls have this right confidence to go into the job market, because now they are because they're already skill ready, they are prepared, they're empowered and all, compared to coming out from the tertiary institution and you don't really have everything figured out. And our institution is quite different here because it's so theoretical, it's so boring, trust me. There is no excitement, no practical. So, we're telling them that it's more than the four walls of the university. You really need to be prepared with future focus options. So the two cousins initiatives that we run is empowering them through skills and mentorship. So, and we also run like a lot of programs where we just try to celebrate Youth Day, Skills Day, to just, give a face on STEM. And because STEM is really new in Africa, so
right.
So it's a very wonderful opportunity to start exploring and to start bringing people into that awareness.
So what would you say, like, this is so cool. What, like, you yourself are one of these role models, right? Like, you are a mentor as well. So I'm curious, to the young people watching this right now thinking, yeah, STEM kind of sounds cool, but like, I don't know where my place is in it. What would you say to them as like, I think what you're saying is important. It's beyond the four walls. You have to get experience. What kind of advice can you give to young people as to like how to get experience or how to start figuring out what it is in STEM that might interest them? Like what are some steps they can take?
Okay, so I will talk about two things because this shaped me, although this didn't start on time. Mm-hmm. Number one, mentorship plays a great role. Trust me. I always tell myself that if I had a mentor earlier on, maybe I wouldn't have wasted years and all, but all the same is fine. Yeah. But I'm trying to say that mentors play a great role because now they are well experienced. They're coming from that field. So they're in the better position to explain how it is and all. Then another thing is research. Research also plays a great role. Google has made things easy. All you need to do is surf the internet and try to look out for resources that can be beneficial to your role or to whatever you want to aspire to be. And the good thing about STEM is a very beautiful community. Trust me. You have a lot of people that want to collaborate with you. You have a lot of people that want to support you. Women especially. Immediately they hear that, oh, you're doing something, like, oh, we can help you and all. So it's a good thing. And I just want to say that the time to start this is now. You need to start going like beyond what you see, ask questions, get mentors, role models who can give you advice for free, and you're going to make it. So that's just the advice I can give anyway.
Okay, well, yeah, and our conversation has been so good and we're running out of time, but before I ask you guys, I do want to ask you, because you're so empowering and I find like really inspiring. Was there ever a time, like, can you think of one time where you were discouraged or someone made you feel like you might not be good enough? Like, what did that ever happen to you? And if it did, what did you do? Like, how did you overcome it?
Trust me, it happens, especially here, because now you are saying that you have a lot of men that are in STEM fields and you're just seeing few ladies. So they make you feel like you don't know what you are doing much or you're not well experienced, but hey, we all hear this negative stuff or these perspectives, but I don't let it deter me. So I just keep head focused and, do what I want to do. So I just want to let you know that these things will exist. There are people that will feel that maybe either they want to pull you down or just feel that maybe you're not worthy or you know less. But it's just part of life. But it's just that if you know where you are going to, you just go straight ahead and don't just ignore that.
This is like inspiring me. No, but sometimes you just need to hear that from someone who's been through it. So like, I honestly think that's so important. That's right. Just keep doing your thing, right? I know we're not allowed to swear on this, but don't give up. Okay. Before we go, tell me who your number one STEM role model is, if you have one.
Okay. So, thankfully, I just had to contact her and add her to our board because it's someone I always admired from afar. She's Professor Francesca Okeke. She's a Nigerian and a professor of physics in the University of Nigeria. She's like the first lady in West Africa that has this L'Oreal UNESCO Women in Science Award because of her successful contribution in making us understand climate change. And she's the first female dean in the University of Nigeria. And also she's a quiet type, but from long I admired her. And also when I even reached out to her and said, we would like you to join our board, she said, wow, I love STEM, so I'm going to do that. So she inspires me. She's my role model.
Oh, okay. Honestly, that's amazing. And thank you so much for highlighting the importance of, not caring what other people think, doing your thing, and of reaching out for help. Like reaching out, asking people for help. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and curiosity. So it's been
Yes.
so great talking to you.
Thank you. You are so awesome. I just have to make sure I connect with you after
Yeah.
this because you are so like energetic and I need that.
Oh my God, you too. Okay, connect with me for sure. Like follow me on Instagram and we can exchange emails and stuff. I would love to like hang out.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you
and
so
wait,
much. You've been so
wait, before you go, where can people find you? Because I'm sure people might want to connect with you and ask you more. Should they just follow you on Instagram? Is there?
okay. Maybe I should have logged on through our Instagram page. So you can follow us at STEMi Africa. STEMi like STEMI Africa
Mhm.
on Instagram, Facebook, and our website is stemiafrica.org. So yeah, that's how we roll anyway. So it's best if maybe go through my website and go through our channel because I'm not too active on social media.
Okay.
Remember, a project person, so the time is not there anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. And we'll probably put your links into the link for the video because this is going to go up on IGTV.
Awesome.
Okay, bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye. Yes.
Bye. Oh my God, that was so inspiring. I feel like I need to hear, like on a day-to-day basis, someone say to me, yeah, who cares what people think? I actually, a lot of you probably know Dr. Imogen Coe, who's, a professor at Ryerson. She's my STEM role model. And I always once a week, I have to call her and be like, what do you do if people just tell you you don't know what you're talking about? Or like, I mean, I like get in arguments with people basically weekly about like the gender pay gap or the lack of women in STEM. And I have guys saying to me all the time, you're wrong. And I always call her near crying, being like, what do I do? And she just looks at me and she's like, you just say, sorry, I'm an expert and you're wrong. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, just tell them they're wrong. And it's actually so empowering. Okay, anyways, that's my hot tip. So, guys, this has been amazing. This is the end, and the amazing Linda is going to come on right now to bid you all farewell. And I hope you guys have had fun. And this has been really amazing and so inspiring. Everyone on here has been so incredible. Hi.
Hey, Vanessa, great job as expected. You did an amazing job, and it's great to see you again. And so awesome to have your energy. You did a wonderful job with our panelists. So thank you for that. And thank you actually to all of our moderators, all of our panelists. You guys were all so great. So many great messages. We've had the best feedback right across the board. So I hope there was lots of young women, girls out there listening in and seeing that they can do absolutely anything that they want to do. And that there's lots of exciting things for them to do in STEM. So I think this has just been an amazing couple of hours. We were all sitting here talking about how much we were loving it and definitely want to keep doing it. So keep your eye out for the next Inspire Live event. You can bet there's going to be more coming down the pipe. I would also like to remind all of you folks out there that are already in STEM to please nominate a role model on our website so we can get more and more of these inspiring stories to share with everybody. We have 200 role models on the website. If you all nominate one person, that takes us to 400. And if all the rest of you listening in do the same, we'll hit our goal of 1,000 and we'll need to set a new goal. So thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Thanks again, Vanessa, moderators, role models, panelists, everybody. And obviously the See It Be It STEM It team here at Linamar, who's done an amazing job putting this all together. So thanks, everybody. Bye.